So I heard about this one from a coworker.
You should watch it.
Welcome everyone to Was It Good? My name is Bob, and last night I got to check out the new movie It Ends With Us. This is a movie that's starring Blake Lively that is based on a book of the same name written by Colleen Hoover. Now I gotta tell you from the get-go, I have not read the book.
So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie. You're like a child who wanders into the middle of a movie and wants.
But a coworker of mine who has read the book has been telling me for the last couple of months that I should check this movie out once it releases and I should do a review on it. So, Anna, thank you for letting me know about this one. Now, before I get into the review, I want to let you know that because I haven't read the book, I am going to be reviewing this as a movie and not as an adaptation. Also, I am going to try to keep spoilers to a bare minimum and try to limit it to what's only in the trailer, but there might be some minor spoilers, so I do need to let you know about that. Now, if you've read the book or you've seen the movie, I'd like to know your thoughts on them. Why don't you go ahead and share your comments in the comment section below? Let me know what you thought about the movie. Did you think it was a good adaptation? What did you think of the story overall? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this one. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to it. When Lily Bloom moves to Boston to chase her lifelong dream of opening her own business, she has a chance meeting with a charming neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, which soon sparks an intense connection. As the two fall deeply in love, she begins to notice sides of Ryle that remind her of her parents' relationship. When Lily's first love, Atlas Corrigan, suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with Ryle gets upended, leaving her with an impossible choice. As I said earlier, I have not read the book, and I wasn't familiar at all with this movie until I finally saw the trailer and got a little bit of an understanding about what it's going to be about. And from seeing the trailer, it was very clear that this was going to deal with some very tough subject matter. First off, I think the story's well executed for the most part. It's very clear that they're trying to get a message across, and I think they are effective at doing so. I also liked how there were several past events intercut with present day events, and you can see where the events correlate one to another and also where they deviate. And I enjoyed those trips back into the past because it allowed us to see glimpses of her past relationship with Atlas, as well as Lily's relationship with her parents and what the relationship of her parents between each other looked like and how that corresponded into her current relationship with Ryle. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I also think the film tackles the tough subject matter very well, and the way that it handles the events of violence perpetrated by Ryle towards Lily, or the events of violence from Lily's father towards her mother. I think they're all handled very well for the most part. When it comes to the ones done by Ryle towards Lily, it's done so in a way that is from a very specific perspective. And because of that, you as an audience are wondering, did it actually happen the way that you saw it happen? Or is there more to it? And I thought that was very well done because it leaves you guessing and wondering what exactly happened. And I think that that's also done because it's from Lily's perspective. She's trying to explain away what happened and try to downplay everything, and eventually she has to face reality, and when she does, everything is revealed and you as an audience finds out exactly what happened. And I think that it's very well handled, and they're able to relate that to events that happened between Lily's parents. And I think for the most part the film handled this tough subject matter very well. When it comes to the acting performances, I think Blake Lively does a really good job. She had to bring a wide range of emotions, from wonder to excitement to shock to fear to having to face impossible decisions. And I think she really brought her A game to this role because I really felt for the character from the beginning of the movie all the way up until the end. Justin Baldoni plays Ryle, and he also brought his A game because he brings a sense of charm to the character as the character literally sweeps Lily off of her feet. And I thought that he was believable in the role as somebody who could be very charming and yet at the same time can be an absolute terror. And so I really thought that he did a great job. Brandon Sklenar, he plays Atlas, and this is the long lost love who shows up, and you could tell his character still feels very strongly for Lily, and I thought he brought an interesting dynamic to the movie itself. He's not in a lot of it, but I really enjoyed him when he was on screen. Overall, I thought the performances were pretty good. Now, there are a couple of negatives that I do want to mention. The first is that there were a few things that were a little bit predictable. I literally called how they were going to say certain lines. I said, okay, well, this is going to be where she says this or where this is going to happen. And sure enough, it did happen that way. So a little bit of it was predictable. Also, I think there were certain conversations about past trauma that should have happened between certain characters. Now, I don't know if those actually happened in the book, but I would have liked to have seen a specific past trauma that happened with Ryle and a conversation that I think should have happened between Lily and him about that past trauma, because it would have explained more why Lily made certain decisions that she does. And I would have liked to have just seen that and fleshed that out a little bit more. But those are pretty much the only things I can say negative about the film. Final verdict. Was it good? I think this was a good film. I think that it's effective at getting its message across. It has some good acting performances, and I think the story is pretty straightforward. It's easy enough to follow, and I think it's going to connect with its core audience. As I was looking around the theater, everybody that was there seemed to be into the movie. There was actually some people that clapped at the end of it, and I heard a few sniffles throughout as people were getting emotional at certain scenes. So I do think this is going to connect with its core audience. So for what it is, I think it's pretty good. Now, if you're still watching this long, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.